Right guys, Sunday the 20th of February 2021. We're back up at the allotment today. And I've just cracked on all day. I haven't videoed anything, I've just cracked on with it. I've brought a load of wood over that I salvaged off the polytunnel that got blew down and smashed and snapped. So I brought some timbers over, some lats and some 2x2s, start drying out inside the shed here. You see I'm a bit cluttered in here again because I've basically been working on the other side. You can still see we've got quite a bit of timber in here, which I'm using up as we go along. But we've got all the back wall panelled, we've got it all painted, all this back wall. We've got painted from there to there. That had a previous coat, and as you can see that hadn't. That's its first coat. So that'll get a second coat where that won't. Obviously we've still got to go here, but I'm using the wood up to get it out of my way first, and then we can start and do that. So we've got a bench right down here, the whole length, and all that painted as well, as I say, all this painted as well. And it's basically taken me all day to do that, and it's now 3:30 in the afternoon. This is still drying back. We'll see what it's like in the morning, but I have a funny feeling if it dries anything like the rest of it, even that's only one coat. I have the back side of this door. This one's okay, but the back side of this one will need another coat just to finish it off and make it like this. But basically I've just been cracking on and getting this done, guys. Morning guys, welcome back to Alan's Allotment. It's Monday the 21st of February 2021. Right, okay, so we've had quite a bit of progress in these few days off. And although it's taken me a good few days, we've got a lot of work done as far as I'm concerned. And as you know, I can only do things little and often. I have been exerting myself a little bit, but actually I'm feeling a bit better and I'm able to do so now, so it's not too bad. One of my subscribers, Danny, at Grapevine Allotment, is quite intrigued by me fitting the sink in into the benches, and he wants me to drop him a link in the video. So we'll do that, and we'll give him a link to the sink and the tap and the pumps. And when I do come round to wiring all this, I want to get the bulk of the hard work done first, guys, and then I'm going to wire the sink up. And I'm going to put the LED lights in, and I'm going to do the whole solar panel system start to finish. So you'll be able to watch me putting the solar panel up. I've got a 100-watt solar panel. I've got several actually, but I've got a 100-watt solar panel. But where I want it, the Avery needs to come down on that side of the shed before I can mount it on the side of the shed. But I have got a fully charged battery that I can do the electrics anyways, and then hook the solar panel up at a later date. So we'll put the solar charge controller in, we'll do all the wiring, we'll run the cables to everything where I'm going to need bits and pieces. I will put a bench in underneath here where the kettle area is, because I've moved the bin just under the window. Never thought of that. It's within reach, easy access, it's not cluttering the walkway, and that lets me get a bench in there so I can put the microwave in there. And I'm going to wire this out electrics for 240 volts as well. So if you want to watch how I do that, then you'll need to follow quite a few videos from here on in. So we're rather cluttered in here again because I've got a lot of stuff from the other side while I've been doing that. And I've got a little bit more progress on that to show you, just since the last clip, because it's the next day and all the paint has dried out now, and I've done a little bit more after that video. So I'm just going to show you what I've done there. Right guys, so like I said, it's the next day. It's Tuesday the 22nd of February 2022. Yesterday I said it was 2021. I don't know where I got that one from. But you can see we've got the three hangers up there, and as you can see, we've got all these boards that will be used for other jobs, projects, whatever. It's there if I want it. A lot of money's worth of wood there, believe it or not. And we've got it all stored up on the roof. And as I say, I can walk right under here without banging my head. There's plenty of clearance. And we've got several boards stacked high. So there's a lot of wood up there, guys. We've got the big sheet and we moved it into the other shed that's empty, because it wouldn't go up there basically because of the gaps between the blocks weren't wide enough. If I made them any further over, then that would have weakened the supports. So we centralised the actual thing, and that more than strong enough. As you can see, there's a lot of weight up there. These are 3/4 inch boards here. As you can see, these are 3/4 inch boards, and they weigh an absolute ton. But it's holding that all up there, no bagging, no sagging, and they've been up there all night. So we're going to get this swept out, get these final bits of timber out and just pop them in the other shed out of the way. Some of the lads might just poke up on top of there, I don't know, but we'll get this cleared out, and then we're going to try and get the rest of this painted today. I've taken another leisure battery out of the garage. It's only an old one, but it does hold a charge and it'll be good enough for lighting system in here. Right guys, as you can see, mission accomplished. We did give this a third coat. It will need to dry back, but it looks like the yellow staining from when we had the leak that time is going to stay penetrated in that wood and just always going to bleach back through again. But we've given all of this, we've done all of this other half of the section now. So we've got all of this done, the door, all the panels down here, all of this door, this little panel here, all the joists and everything. And then we've even give this a second coat as well, guys. So that's that shed completely finished. All painted up, all ready as a workshop. Now I did. Morning guys, welcome back to Alan's Allotment. It's Wednesday the 23rd of February 2022. So we're back up at the allotment again today, and you can probably hear in the background I've got my little fan heater in here, got the generator running outside, and I've just ran an extension cable through the door under this one down here, and I'm just taking the chill off the place at the moment. So today we've been and bought some electric cable, sockets, etc, 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 and we're probably just going to potter on with getting the 12 volt lighting system in, and the pump for the tap, and get that running. Got a bench to put in down under here, a door to make for the sink. I might even put a shelf in under the sink as well, just for putting bits and bobs in. We'll see how it goes, but we'll just potter on and see how far we get. Thanks for all your likes, dislikes, your comments, and all your subscriptions, guys. I really do appreciate it. So we'll have this cup of coffee and then we'll get started. Right guys, I've made a start on wiring up the lights, as you can see. So I was going to try and show you this. I might have to turn the light off in order to be able to do it. And then come this side, yeah. So basically what we have, I've just at the moment temporarily made a lead up that will connect to the battery with 2 crocodile clips. And this is going to be our main feed in from the solar charger. So we have a positive and a negative. And then we take a positive and a negative from the light itself. And then I've joined an extension lead on because we want to continue the run. And then, so we've basically got 3 wires there. 1, 2, 3. And the same on the other side, positive and negative. These have got to be taped up, obviously, to insulate them, guys. Then this is your feed coming back out. So this is this cable here. And this comes through a hole in the rafter, which will then run along to the next light. And then we'll do the same and daisy chain it right across. So we'll crack on and we get that sorted. Right guys, so what I have here is an old solar charger controller. I've actually taken this one out of the greenhouse where it was sitting at. But as you can see, these are simplicity themselves. They're clearly marked up. So your first one is to hook your solar panel up. Positive, negative. Your battery goes in the middle, positive and negative. And then your outlet, so you can take multiple feeds out of this by running several wires out together, all screwed into there. And you can take, there's multiple different ways of extending your 12 volt system. But you can stick 6 or 7 wires in here, positives, negatives, and then you've got all those 12 volt tails out to run to wherever you want, guys. You can do it that way, or you can daisy chain, which is what I'm doing with the lights, but I might put a couple of extra tails in there as well. This one also has 2 USBs, and it's a 30 amp controller, this one. These are your controls. So we'll get this fitted up, and we'll get the battery connected into here, and we'll start to take out, and then we'll wire our main feed to the lights into this one. Right guys, that's what we've done. We've got it wired in now. So we've got the solar controller wired up. This battery's only showing half full. This is the one I just bought yesterday, but it obviously needs a charge, but it'll be fine for just LED lights for now. So you can see I've given myself plenty of spare in case we ever need to remove this. Always give yourself some spare cable. And that's your feed out. You can turn the lights off by doing that from here. So that gives you your permanent feed on, which you want on, so you want your lights switchable as well. So there's the permanent feed out, but I can also turn the light off with a little on off switch here. But you can see the difference in light. There's where we've got no light, and that's where we do have light. Happy days. So we're getting there. We've just got the cable running down there to the batteries under the bench. That one's completely goosed, needs to go to the scrap yard. That one that'll take a charge. That one is fully charged, and that's a big 120 amp hour. This one here is 80 amp hour. But once the solar panel's on, they will trickle charge on. So yeah, like I said, the solar panel will be fitted at a later date. I just want to get the electrics in and working. That's my main aim today. The Avery has to come down off this side before I can get the solar panels up, guys. Right guys, I'm upside down at the moment. But basically what we've done is we've got the lights, one there, one there. So we've got 2 in at the moment. I've cluttered up all over the place now. And I think 2 is probably going to be enough in this side and 2 for the other side. So there's plenty of light in here now with those on, because it is pretty dark and miserable today. So there's the 2 lights set up. And I've also now, turn that off so we can see. What I've done is I've used these little blocks to wire everything in. And I've got an option now of taking more feeds out of here and giving myself extension 12 volt supplies if I want them. And I've done likewise here. I can take another couple of feeds out of here. You can put as many as you want in out of this side as well. So that's 2 ways of giving myself extra output and options. But I can also just wire direct into this consumer unit here and take extra tails out of there as well if I want. But you're better just having the one pair in the consumer, and then basically you take it, you take your feeds off these tails here, and as many as you want, and then you can do the same again on the end of that tail. You get the idea. So what I've done is I've basically wired the pump up now. So we've run this cable down here. We've used the thicker cable for the pump. We've come down the back of there, drilled a little hole in the top, came down through and here, and we've given ourselves plenty of length, because you never know, we might need it. Got the little water pump here, little submersible that'll sunk into this barrel, and what we've done is we've wired it up, and I've just used these quick snap clips because they're clean, tidy, and they work extremely well. So what we've got here, the black lead is a power in, this is the 12 volt from the battery. So what we've got here, the brown is a positive, so we've got the brown positive going, brown positive to the positive of the tap. The black stripe is the negative, so we've got the negative of the tap going to the positive of the pump, and that only leaves one more, and you have negative from the pump to negative of the main supply. I'll show you that working in a moment, but to help out I'll give you a little diagram in case anybody wants to follow this. You'll be able to pause the video and just have a look at it. So you've got your 12 volt in, your negative goes to the negative of the pump, the positive goes to the positive on the tap, and the negative from the tap goes to the positive of the pump. Right, we haven't got it dropped in the water bottle yet, but if I turn this tap now, you can hear that motor. So I've confidence this is going to work. When I submerge it and get a catchment pit under there, I'm leaving the length on the cable purely and simply because I don't know whether I'll want it at a later date or take extra feeds off or whatever. We'll just push it all in the back. We're just going to drop the submersible in there now. And of course these are designed this way, guys. The electric cable is safe in the water, and it's only a 12 volt system anyways. So we'll drop that down there, as far as it'll go. Sorry guys. Right, and like I said, this can all just sit in the back of there, drop around the back of there. I might put a couple of cable clips on the back there and just tidy it up, but I wanted the extra length so I can get the pump in and out without putting a strain on the cables, basically. And then I need to go and get ourselves an empty one of these that are used for the pigeons, and then we can test it, guys. Right guys, moment of truth. We've got the pump in the water bottle. We've got an empty now. This is one that was just used for the pigeons. It's just to catch the wastewater. It just had rain barrel water in, but basically this water can be used and recycled on the plants or whatever. So let's give it a whirl and see what happens. There we go. We have running water. Happy days. I'm a happy chappy. Right guys, just as a temporary measure, I've put this tiny little solar panel up on the roof here. Jammed in, it's wedged in nice and tight. I'll eventually get these trees planted as well at some point. I'm waiting for the weather to pick up a little bit. So this is only a little 25 watt one, and it's just through in as a temporary measure, but I've got the cables through there now, so I can use these cables again to join when this area comes down. So I put that little 25 volt cable there, little 25 volt there. The sun comes up here all day long, and obviously it'll get shielded by this late in the evening, but any sun that we do get, it will catch it. Now you can see how dark and drab it was, and hopefully you'll be able to see this if I can get in close enough. You can actually see there's the solar panel, and it's showing a charge going into the battery and keeping that battery at 12.3. Now it's only minuscule charge at the moment, because there's no direct sunlight on here. Sorry if the focus isn't too clever on that, but basically you can see it is charging very minusculely, and there's your panel in. So it's positive negative on the panel, first set, battery in, positive negative, feed out, positive negative on the controller. Turn back on the power, and now if we want the lights, as you can see how much lighter it is in here now. That gives you an idea of how dark it is in the shed. And that's it with the lights on. I'm quite impressed even with just those two lights. I do know they are good, like. And again, even with the lights, we can run the water as well. And to knock these off individually, you just simply use a little switch on the side of here. By getting this type of light with the little switches on, that means you can leave the power switched on at the consumer unit so that the pump is always ready for action and there's power straight to it. But I can knock the lights off, obviously, to save power, and while the pump's not running, it's not using anything either. But I don't need to come in, run over there, turn it on there, and then use the tap. I can just come straight in and use the tap. Happy days, guys. Right, guys, we've done a little bit more. So this is what I mean about being able to come out, giving yourself some options. So there's all our other feeds to the wires and feeding back to the solar panel. And I've come out at the end of this chocolate block here, and I'm marking up which are the positives, because I'm using all sorts of different coloured wires. It's irrelevant. But I've come out of there, through all the beams, right through this middle section, through here, and we've now got these two lights up as well. Now, I've put one on here, and I am conscious that when I'm taking the wood down, I'll have to be careful I don't hit that light. So I'll just have to be careful of that. Then I didn't want to, for the same reasons, fix any of the lights to these in case when I'm pulling the boards, I rip them off. So I basically just got one at one end there, and then I've come right through the rafters up here, as you can see, all the way through, followed it down that little gap and came out and put it on the back wall there, and it still gives me absolute ample light in here as well now, guys. So another job jobbed. Happy days. And now just to finish off, guys, I've put a couple of USB cables in here now and just run them down the back of here. One is an extension USB, so I can make it as long as I like. You can plug extension after extension in. Yep. And the other one is a bog standard phone charger for this camera. And I've just tested it, and it works a treat. So just another little bonus, being able to charge the phone or anything USB as well, all from this 12 volt system and the little solar panel. Not whether you can see or not, but it is still charging away that. It has actually topped at this battery up 1 bar as well, and that's with no sunlight. It's just dull and miserable. So it is definitely trickle charging that battery. However, that one's full as well, so we've got that always as a backup, and we can, if we have to, we can either charge one with the generator, put one on charge when we've got the generator running at some point, or even take one, if it gets desperate, we can take one down and put it on the proper charger in the house. So happy days, guys. Right, guys, so I'm just having my final cup of coffee. I hope you've enjoyed today's little video, and some may have even learned something, I don't know. But if you have, I would appreciate a like, a thumbs up, a comment in the sections below, and if what you've seen today has been useful, then just drop me a little line in the comment section. That would be good. So rule of thumb when you're doing a solar system is that the bigger the solar panel, the better. Obviously you want it obviously pointing at the sun, and be conscious that we don't get sun 24 hours a day. So you don't want anything drawing power from your system through the night. Now the battery itself is actually feeding the controller, and there's a minuscule amount of energy being used from the battery to actually light up the LCD display, but that's all. But it's negligible, guys, it really is. Obviously in winter you'll probably need to top your battery up with a proper good charge in the house, maybe a couple of times, 2 or 3 times through the winter time, but predominantly through the summer it'll just be kept topped up all the way through, from my experience anyways. You can also wire batteries in series, I think it's series, yeah, parallel, one or the other anyways. That could be another video. And you can basically have a bank of batteries, and your solar panel, or solar panels if you have a few, can feed all of the batteries and charge them all simultaneously. And likewise you'll use that bank to draw your power from. But in an ideal situation you want them all the same amperage, and you want them all new or all second hand, whichever it happens to be, which can run out quite expensive, but it depends what you want, guys. I wouldn't advise mixing and matching where you have a 120 amp and a 60 amp and a 43 amp and a 38 amp. If you do that, the load is uneven when you're trying to charge the battery. But the one panel would charge all batteries, however many you had, simultaneously, as long as they were all of a comparable amperage and all relatively new, or all old batteries of a known quality. So like I say, guys, hope you've learned something from this, or you've at least enjoyed the video. So for now I'm having my last cup of coffee, and then I'm going down home for some food. Wherever you are in the world, please stay safe, be practical, keep yourselves out of harm's way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.